Hi. Can I give myself a thumbs up? Can I do that? Not yet. Not yet. I haven't done anything to reward myself yet. You know what I need? I need incense. I need smelly good shit. Smelly good shit will improve my mood. Hold on, I'll be right back. Don't leave, person that just came. Okay. You like my tits? Who doesn't like tits? Everybody likes tits. Even gay men like tits. Babies love tits. Holy shit, they love tits. I had a lighter at one point. I don't know what happened to it. Oh, here it is. Okay. Thank you for giving me a thumbs up. I haven't even done anything yet. Appreciate it. I hope that I earn it. I hope I earn it. Do you want to see some of the posters I've been doing? I did this last night. And okay, so like, you can probably tell that I was like, I was going to color it all in with brown, right? And so I like outlined it. But the way that I do my art is it's extremely jazz brain. Okay. So hello, honey. You're about to go to bed, aren't you? Yes. Yes, it's 11 o'clock where I am. Where are you? You're up north, aren't you? Because I know they're like ahead. Ooh, tits! Sorry, I keep noticing them. I'm like, how can you not notice them? Oh, that's cool. I'm glad you have a dad that you play pool with. That's nice. Um, but okay. Anyway, so oh, okay. Cincinnati, is that cool in the city? Are you actually in the city? Or are you like around Cincinnati? Because a lot of people will say that they live in a city, but they live in one of the suburbs that surround it. I don't live in Nashville, but I live in Spring Hill, which is about 45 minutes south of Nashville. Mm, people know where Nashville is, though. Anyway, I'm going to explain my art. So I get bored if I try to just do one thing. And so I was like, I'm going to do all of it. And I just kept jumping around. But then I was like, the message possible don't mean probable. Okay. It probably looks like an unfinished poster, but it's not because I unknowingly was brilliant once again. And I mean, I think the idea is really cool because yeah, like the probability of me being able to do anything normal is slim to none. Okay, so it's possible, but it's not probable. And so yeah, just I don't know. I was thinking that this kind of like seemingly like unfinished or sloppy art is a way of conveying a message in itself. I think it's cool. You don't have to agree. Okay. Anyway, I might color some of these letters, but I'm not sure. I try to leave it. I try to leave it if I don't know what to do, and maybe I'll figure out something that I'll do later. Your explanation will only offend them more. This is true. It's about narcissists. I'm pretty sure that, like, maybe a quarter of the things that I do are like devoted to a particular group of people. Oh my God. Hold on one second. Hey. 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 I'll be right back, Vortex. This one is about the demons that cannot be released by anything other than prayer and fasting. So this had to be explained to Jesus's disciples because they didn't get it. Okay? They didn't get it because Jesus's disciples, much like a lot of people that don't want to accept that certain people aren't going to get sober and certain people are probably going to die in addiction. Certain people aren't going to ever go to therapy. And if they are in therapy, their therapist sucks. Okay? It's really hard to find a good therapist, and it's also really hard to truly work on yourself, I think. I'm going to play music whether you like it or not. And you can try to distract me all you want. If you want to join, you can join. Okay? It's hard to figure it out. like yourself. Cause you tell yourself that you're doing it right, even though that's what you said all those other times. Yeah, that's another problem. They work in tandem. My therapist works on a sliding scale at a church. Okay, so like the reason why it's so hard to find a good therapist, it's not just because of psychiatry. It's because like a lot of them are just really arrogant. They have the same problem as psychiatrists without all the power of a psychiatrist. So they can't just like diagnose you and like fuck with your brain. And I've been thinking about this a lot. Like, are these people like really doing it like to be ominous? Or are they just doing it because they're ignorant, just like all the people that take the pills? And I think that's more times than not what the case is. Hello. Dirty ketchup. What does that mean? Wish people could be trusted, but if that were the case, this wouldn't be the world that we live in. And it's easy to pinpoint all the money that's involved without noticing all the coercion. Okay, I'm glad you explained yourself. A lot of people don't have an explanation for their weird name. I do. So iconospastic. It's really ironic too because like I came up with that before I became Orthodox. So obviously God was the one laughing when I put that on YouTube. But the video from my last channel, Amy Gross, that's my name. In case you're not familiar with my comedy, that's my name, my actual name, my street name, my government name, not my street name, my government name. And the last video off of my Amy Gross channel, which I feature at the bottom of Iconospastic, the last video that I did was called Too Iconoclastic for the Religious Folk. It's interesting that all these things are linked together. But yeah, I'm really like tech illiterate, as y'all probably already know. And so I would get booted out of my own channel and I wouldn't be able to access it, so I just started another one. I'm pretty sure if I just stuck it out with my original channel, Aimless, that's also featured at the bottom. I started that one in 2017, I think. It was either late 2016 or early 2017. But yeah, those were like the poop videos when I was like doing videos of myself taking a dump because I just thought it was funny. I wasn't trying to be sexual or weird or anything. I just thought it was humorous and people took it that way. Of course they did because they're fucking sick. They're sick pieces of shit. This one, I really like this one. It says, if it hurts, it must have been a true statement. See, I could like color the outside, but I kind of like the white. I think the white looks really good. This one is devoted to all the people that think that we should ban plants, all because idiots take drugs at a gas station. Okay, I'm going to keep talking about this because my state is really stupid and it's filled with a bunch of religious people that don't know that plants come from God. So, drug education would make far more sense than banning a plant. All because idiots, fucking idiots, overdose. Idiots. Okay? They should overdose. They deserve to overdose. Morons. Fucking morons deserve to overdose. Okay? And you can ban all these plants, but no dead people are coming back. Okay? Good. I'm glad you like the piano parts because a lot of people don't. Good. There's something for everybody to love and hate. Who's in pain? Who are you talking about? No, people that overdose, there are plenty of people that are in pain. They use drugs because of the pain. I'm talking specifically about people that are stupid and overdose, that don't know what they're doing with the drugs. Okay? Because there are plenty of people that are just really fucking stupid and make all kinds of bad decisions. And it's because of these bad apples. It's kind of like drunk driving. You know, like the moms against drunk drivers or whatever, mad. Like, they always use emotional women to try to get stuff banned, whether it's a drug or a gun. So what's interesting is like on the left, they always want to ban guns. On the right, they always want to ban drugs. And the government's responsible for both of these things being what they are. You know, being fetishized the way that they are, being vilified the way that they are. And so it's just so frustrating that the people don't get that. But what they also don't understand is that we always have the power. And if you understand the laws and you understand like your own, like, you know, personal, like what you think is right and wrong, then like all that stuff like doesn't even matter, you know? So what I'm saying is like people that are going to be mostly like negatively impacted by the laws changing are going to be the law abiding citizens who don't want to do anything bad, you know? because criminals are still going to keep being criminals. Idiots are still going to keep being idiots. You know, like you can ban every bad thing and morons will still find a way to kill themselves or kill other people, or violent people will still find a way to kill other people, you know? So I just think that a lot of the time when people want policy change, like what they really want is for society to change, and that's not going to happen ever. Ever, ever, ever. People are always going to be stupid. Dude, there was this one corporate Russian. I'm trying to figure out what it was. That's it. That's it right here. There's not a way that I won't sound insensitive, insensitive, insensitive. I just have to accept it. That's part of it. That's part of it. That's part of it. That's part of it. Okay, you better come back. Or are you gonna go get high or something? I love to drive. I'm not very good at it though. I've totaled a lot of vehicles. I know it's weird that I'm not playing piano in my car. Yeah, okay, so if we replaced guns and drugs with like cars, like think about how many car accidents there are. Think about how many people are reckless with a motor vehicle. I mean, like we should ban cars, right? Right? Why? I feel like you're being facetious. That society would change all because of my speeches. But the people that really should listen to them aren't ever gonna do that. I don't expect too much from this world. I learned that a long time ago. So anytime I want someone to listen to my peace of mind, it's me, it's me. I'm the one in the audience, always, it's me. I wish I could pass along this defense mechanism. I don't know what that means. I'm more likely to understand an insult. If you compliment me, I'm more likely to revolt. Like I said, don't expect anyone to really get it. Ooh, this one, I really like this one. Rejection is a lot like a boomerang. That means if you reject it, it's just going to come right back. So you should accept it. Figure out what's it about this thing that I find so problematic. Because if you don't take the time to understand why, the universe will really beg you to understand why. You know, I started working the steps again. And the whole reason I was working the steps is because some trouble I was in. Had nothing to do with alcohol. It had nothing to do with me wanting to drink or anything. But I figured it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt. To do some additional work on myself. And having done this work, I'm realizing why I've kept certain people in my life that haven't been good for me. You work at Barnes and Noble? That sounds terrible. I'm sorry. You should work at the library. Then you can be around books without all the pretentious people ordering Starbucks. It does smell good in there, though, I'm sure. You probably get a bunch of liberals, don't you? Barney's. I call that place Barney's. I'm surprised it's still open. It's probably because they have a Starbucks inside. Okay. That's cool. I can only do stuff with markers. I don't trust myself with paint. I really like this one. This is actually in reference to this other poster. Possible don't mean probable. It says, help me stay exactly the same. That's what most therapists do. Self-help books do the same thing, where people will just find a way to just be another version of the same thing. You see it with people that date. Like they'll just date the same person over and over again, essentially. And so it's like they think that they're getting help. They think that they're doing something new and different, but it's just another version of the same thing. And so, yeah, this was kind of about the government too. People that get government aid Like it doesn't aid them in anything other than addiction. Um, but addiction and kind of like not moving. I'm sure I seem like such a hypocrite though, because like I'm still at the same restaurant and I don't seem like I'm moving very far. Yes, that's what I think we're here to do. And I feel like I have a place that I enjoy and like I fit in there somewhat. Um, because I'm crazy. You have to be crazy to work there. It is a prison, but here's the thing though, and the mentally ill people know this better than anyone, is like if you know it's a prison, you can do a lot with it. That's why I say that like people in prison probably have way more freedom than the rest of us that can walk around wherever we want, because like they're told like when to eat, when to sleep, that they have to take a shit in front of everybody, you know? It's like they're lucky if they can go outside and exercise. They're lucky if they can watch TV, you know? But I'm sure that their relationships are like 1,000 times closer because like they don't have anything else, I mean they can read, they can like they can do a lot still. Like there's so much that people can do with their time and their energy. And so yeah, I think that if you're crazy, it just means that you don't fit in with what I call a suicide because everybody's dead. And like they're fine with it. Like I cry all the time. One of the reasons for this is because I'm a female, but I'm okay with the fact that I'm emotional. I'm also schizophrenic and like we're always experiencing like different realities, and these realities are pretty painful sometimes, and that's okay. Like I accept that life is the way that it is, and I accept the fact that the world is total shit, and so I've kind of acted accordingly, and I've created this alternate universe inside of my head. um and so I'm constantly growing and everything's changing me, but I probably seem like the same core person. Like I mean, technically, I kind of sort of am. I'm still the same person that I was when I was like 3 years old. I'm still talking to myself, rocking back and forth. Neurotypical. Like, that's such a funny word. Neurotypical. You're like so neurotypical. I love this poster though. You can probably tell I worked on it for a while. Because some of them that I do, like, it's like the colors and just the way I do it, like, is a message in itself. Like this one, a lot of people won't get this one, but I get it, and that's the point. This one's a little bit more obvious. Yeah. Don't idealize me, whatever you do. Now I want to do another. Yeah. I want to do another chord progression. Oh, this one. I really like this one. Marriage is a humiliation ritual. Mainly for women. A lot of people will say, no, like men are the ones that get the short end of the stick. I agree. Like overall, that's true. But the day of the wedding, um, women are trained to obsess about it. We're trained to think that it's so important. Um, And so that's why I say that it's a humiliation ritual. But if you know why you believe in marriage and you're really into the person, and by into I mean like you really believe in creating life with them, and you believe in that enough to put up with them. I don't believe in that enough to put up with anybody other than me. I can barely put up with me. I it makes me absolutely sick to my stomach, just the thought of somebody being next to me. Ew, ew, ew. Let's go back to the beautiful solitude that is our life. Yeah, it is such a trap. Everything's a trap, isn't it? Okay. Which chords? I don't know which ones they are. I know this is the C chord. I don't know any of the other ones. Ooh. Everything's a trap. Everything's a trap. No thank you. Have this good day. Okay. A lot of people don't know how to be alone. A lot of people don't know how to talk to themselves. If you do that for a long time, you'll eventually hear all the answers that you want somebody else to give you. Okay, you're being creepy now. I don't know what that means. You have the whole day and it's yours. What the fuck does that mean, dude? Is that like some sort of philosophical shit? Like, I mean, technically we have all the days, right? I'm just gonna assume that you're on drugs right now. Anytime somebody says something that I don't understand, I just assume that they're on something. I love that chord. Yeah, I wish that I could pass on my solitude. I wish that I could pass on my ability to stare out a window. I wish I could pass on my ability to entertain myself. What a beautiful thing to go anywhere and do anything and be your own best friend. It didn't used to be this way. I used to get in my own way more times than not. And then I smoked a lot of pot. And I figured out how to stop hating myself so much. Figured out how to be cool with making a mistake. Figured out how to be cool with looking stupid. I ain't fake. At least I ain't fake. At least I ain't fake. At least I ain't fake. But I gotta admit, sometimes I wish I was a pretty girl. I gotta admit, sometimes I wish I could hold a conversation, keep your attention, make you think that I'm a lot of things that I'm not for very long. Yeah, they don't belong to you. If it's negative, it's not yours. It's the devil's minions. He's got so many. Goodbye. I am very well acquainted with all of these things that kept my perspective so tainted. But I'm grateful for it now. Glad that I allow myself to get fucked with. 'Cause now I can't explain it. There's something beautiful about that. Even though it wasn't beautiful when I was feeling it. You know, that's true of a lot of unfun experiences. You go through it, you're like, wow, that was terrible. But I learned all this stuff. And then whenever you meet somebody that's going through that experience, you can tell them, oh, hey, I went through that a couple of years ago or a couple of months ago or whatever. And I'm still here. I didn't shoot myself. And you don't have to either. You know? And so that's good news. And man, I wish I still smoked cigarettes. Can't you tell? Can't you tell how badly I want to smoke cigarettes? Anyway. If this was a cigarette though, I would catch so many things on fire. So it's better that it's not, you know? Anyway. Oh. See, I just keep collecting more and more posters, more and more art. And I don't know if it's like my executive functioning, which is non functioning, but it's like I just cannot motivate myself to like put any of this stuff on Instagram. But I know that if I did, I know that if I just like did a little bit more social media, like if I just say I start another Instagram account or say I start another YouTube channel, um, and it was just like clips of mine or something, or it's just posters that were like philosophical and they weren't like controversial and seemingly misogynistic and religious zealot nut job esque, you know, like I feel like I could actually get somewhere, but I would be playing along with this world. You know, I would be like trying to kiss the algorithm's ass or something, you know. And I feel like that shit's wrong. And like, I think that's why I'm so resistant to it. I have a Paul Westerberg problem. Like, there's a reason why he's fucking gone. You know, he's not, I highly doubt he'll ever put out anything ever again. And people look at him like, wow, he's a loser because he could have gotten so far with his talent. But the thing is, though, he didn't want it because he knows what this world's about. You know, this world's fucking shitty. And the kinds of people that want you to be famous or like, they look at famous people like there's something admirable about that. And there really isn't because, like, yeah, I'm in the house. Um, it's like all these people that you see on TV, like all these athletes, they suck a lot of dick. Like they take it up the ass. Just to let you know. Like your favorite athlete takes it up the ass every night. Okay. Um, and so this whole idea of like, oh, these people are making a lot of money because they're so talented. No, they're making a lot of money because they take it up the ass. Okay, that's what's happening. And I know I just sound crazy, but if you don't see a musician or an actor or an athlete or whatever, if they just kind of drop off the face of the planet, it's probably because they weren't willing to take it up the ass. They weren't willing to take it up the ass. They weren't willing to kiss ass. They weren't willing to readjust themselves and their political shit. Like, there's a reason why a lot of these people are like overtly political, and they weren't. Before smartphones, none of these people were political. Like, both Taylor Swift and Lady Gaga never subscribed to feminism up until recently. Okay. Now that it's popular, now that it's like a thing, they have to because now it's part of their contract. You have to like go along with the world. You work for the world. That's called the Faustian bargain, where you sell your soul to the devil. You don't have to believe in the devil with the fucking, you know, you don't have to believe in all that. It's just evil shit. Evil shit that controls the world, man. Yeah, I don't want to be part of that. The musicians that I look up to the most, they don't want to be part of that. Peter Green didn't want to be part of that. It's like so many people don't even know that he started Fleetwood Mac. They don't even know about it. That's an actual Christian right there, you know? But, I'm still human. So it's like there's a part of me that's like, I don't. I don't just like want to be in the shadows, like totally obscure and all that. Like, I think for the most part I do, but sometimes I'm kind of like, I wonder what it would be like to have people like actually know about this and appreciate it. And but I think I'm way too controversial, because my stuff isn't just philosophical, and it isn't um it's not profitable enough, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody wants to be in a box, and I don't fit in any box. Tennis is awesome anyway. I remember playing tennis and I really liked it. It is a fun game. You get a whole workout. But I need a ping pong table. I just play with myself. It'd be like Forrest Gump. Yeah, and fucking Peter Green. He was like quoting the book of Acts, and nobody liked it. So they put him in a mental institution. That's what happens if you drop acid and you understand what Jesus meant. You'll get tossed in a mental institution. But if you drop acid and you just encourage your fans to drop more acid, like the Grateful Dead and Jefferson Airplane, and y'all know I really like these bands too, okay? I don't care if you're Illuminati Central. If you make good music, you make good music, okay? I'm sure a lot of bands, that dude can fucking sing too. I'm sorry I don't know his name. I'm not like some hardcore Journey fan though. They're good though. Their music is so catchy. Um, I really like pop music though. People might find that surprising, but I used to be a diehard fan of Mariah Carey, so much so that I would cry every day because I wasn't Mariah Carey. You couldn't have told me that I wasn't black. Like if you told me that I wasn't black when I was like 7, I would have killed myself. Like ah, well, I'll have to look them up then. Hmm. Well, yeah, like the original stuff that people put out before they get famous and popular and everything, it tends to be a lot better, and because it tends to be really authentic. But because they're doing it for the right reason, they're playing music because they enjoy it, not because they want to get on the fucking radio. I mean, it's always obvious to me, like when an artist sells out with an album or with a song because it's not very good. Like, if you want to get on the radio, you just have to write a shitty song, you know? You have to write a shitty song. I mean, okay. The song Ironic by Alanis Morissette. She became famous overnight with that song. And it's been mentioned by plenty of people that there's hardly anything ironic in that song. So the fact that this song made her like a household name, and it was totally like inaccurate. I don't know if that song was like a psych op to prove like where we are as a civilization, that we like find a song super catchy with like the whole song is devoted to a word that nobody even understands what it means, including the singer songwriter. I don't know if like she legit wrote the song. Let's look this up. uh let's see if she wrote this song. I think she did. It was written by Morissette and Glenn Ballard and was produced by him. Okay. Well, that explains more of that. The lyrics present several unfortunate situations labeled as ironic, in quotations, prompting debate over whether they reflect the accepted meaning of irony. Okay. Well, the fact that the dude that produced it, wrote it with her. That sounds like some patriarchal shit designed to make women look stupid. And she fell for it. So there you go. Uh, yeah, pop music. I mean, pop is short for popular. So what's popular is pretty stupid. People that like popular stuff, not all of them, not all of them, but most of them. I mean, like I heard this in regards to Donald Trump, like, oh, he's making populism come back. That's not really a good thing. Because, yeah, most people that either love Trump or hate Trump, it's for totally fabricated reasons, you know? I mean, it's for reasons that I can understand some of the time. So, when I talk to people that love him, that think that, oh, he's the greatest president we've ever had, or people that hate him, that think he's like such a racist piece of shit, it's like I can understand both of these viewpoints and how these people come to the conclusion. But it's also based off of what? Just like fabrications and exaggerations and just the media sensationalizing certain things. And keep in mind that the media sensationalizing his supposed racism and um, the whole grab him by the pussy. It's so funny. I love how much he pisses off women. I will always love him for that shit alone. Okay. Um, but it's like the fact that it pisses those types of people off so much just makes him that much more popular to people like me that are just misogynistic pieces of shit, you know. But yeah. About half OG. What is OG? Original gangster? Oh. See, I totally fucked that up. Yeah, you know, I can criticize both sides really well. I'm so proud of myself for this. I don't take pride in much, but I do take pride in the fact that I can convince liberals that I'm conservative, like super duper conservative fascist, and I can convince conservatives that I'm like ultra liberal leftist. I got called a leftist hippie. Oh, okay. So yeah, getting called names just means that you won. I believe I said this in a recent video title. But yeah, if you get called names, you are winning. You are winning a lot. Well, it's because they're stupid. They're stupid. Like so many people are so obsessed with their viewpoint. Okay, yeah. Did you see this one? I showed these posters earlier, but I don't think you saw them. I don't know if I'm going to add to that, but I really like that just being white. Your explanation will only offend them more. Okay? This was really just about narcissists and how, like, if you say something, they get mad, and then you're like, no, this is what I meant. Then they get mad about that too, because it's like, wait, what? What? You're not agreeing with my delusion? How dare you? How dare you not validate my delusion? Well, yeah. So that's why, like, if you're right and you know yourself and you're comfortable with yourself, then you don't need to explain anything. I know it's stupid that I even put a poster. I do this on a poster. It's stupid, right? It's stupid. Because like this whole channel is just one giant explanation. But I'm talking like specifically, like if somebody has a problem with you and you try to explain to them like something that you said, like they're gonna get mad about that too. Or, you know, if you didn't do something that they wanted you to do and you're like, oh well, the reason I didn't do it is because da 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 da, they're gonna get mad about that, you know? So I'm talking like in specific instances, don't even bother. Just don't bother. Like, because they want to be mad. They can't control you. That's what they're really mad about. They can't control you and they can't control anybody else. And so if you can accept the fact that they think whatever they think about you, which is totally wrong, just let them call you names. Just let them call you names. It doesn't matter. It's all vapor. Okay? But yeah. These people are possessed too. They're possessed. Narcissists. Narkies. Let's just call them narkies. I feel like we should call them another name. Because I feel like the term narcissist gets thrown around way too loosely to the extent that it doesn't really mean much of anything. Wish I could help you, help you, help you, help you hate yourself a little less, a little less, a little less. But you would have to face those parts that you don't want to face, you don't want to face. See, the interesting thing is that if you really want to get over your self-loathing, you're going to have to face certain parts of yourself that you hate the most and try to figure out why and dissect those parts, which is really, really painful for somebody that is riddled with self-loathing. But for me, I made it obvious. You know, my left arm makes it obvious that I was riddled with self-loathing. Okay. But because I was willing to face that, and I did do a lot of work on myself, shadow work, because I was willing to do that, there's nothing you could say to me that I can't take, put it in my knapsack. There ain't a thing that you could say to me would make me upset. Cause guaranteed I've said a lot worse on repeat. Guaranteed I said a lot worse. And I was doing a lot of things that proved what I really thought of me. You know? So like, for example, you could never make me drink a fifth in one sitting. You could never make me take a steak knife. I think you know what we're getting at. I'm afraid to say it. If I say it, then YouTube might take the video down. You could never make me continually wake up and piss, wake up and piss, wake up and piss, and pretend that I'm totally fine with this. You could never make me bust my head open and sleep with some random person that I meet. And I know that's a very commonplace activity these days, huh? People are just sleeping with total strangers that they just met. And that's always been a thing now. That's not just a current phenomenon. Oh, that's cool. Oh, did I show you this? I'm so happy about this one because it's like It's just really cool. This was about the therapist thing. Help. Okay. Help me stay exactly the same. You know, people that they just use a therapist or they use a self-help book or a drug. You know, that's why I hate psych drugs so much, because they just keep you in that same place. So when I started working the steps again, it was because I was dealing with somebody that was just saying a bunch of fucked up shit to me. And I was handling it really well. And I realized, well, you're handling this well because you work the steps. And so you know what your part in the situation is. And you're totally willing to own it. But you're also seeing that his part of the situation, like, you're not supposed to fix that. Like, you can't clean that up. Like, there's a part of the big book that talks about that. Like, when you're taking personal inventory, you're not supposed to clean up their side of the street. You're supposed to clean up yours. But I realized, you know, like, the reason why I was always kind of weird around this person is like, I just didn't trust him. I mean, I have trust issues anyway, but like, um, I realized that it wasn't fair to him. It wasn't fair to myself either. Um, but it really wasn't fair to him to just sort of keep acting like there wasn't anything wrong, you know, when he was making me so uncomfortable. And so I tried to set boundaries with him, and it just proved that I was right. And like, he's controlling, and I don't do controlling people. I mean, it's bad enough having to deal with him at my work. I'm not going to deal with him voluntarily. If I sense any kind of controlling nature, I tend to back the fuck away as quickly as possible, because yeah, I tend to repel those types of people anyway, because like, I really piss off control freaks. I mean, the narc I work with, she's like, you are so infuriating. Good, bitch. Good. I'm the only one that'll stand up to her. It's like the only other person that's even attempted to stand up to her was like the dude that recently tried to slit his wrists. And like, he's always been drunk when he says something to her. Yeah, because people are afraid of her. They're afraid of narcissists. And I'm like, why, dude? Once you realize that they're made out of vapor, like, their existence is really sad, though. It's really sad. I'm sorry. Well, they probably weren't doing good business. Mine will never close down. We're like one of the busiest locations in the entire country. It's also because of the county we're in, too. I believe that the county that we're in is like the 7th wealthiest county in the country. But we're located like, there are 3 different hospitals. There's an actual hospital across the street. There's a mental hospital right behind us. I went there. The dude that tried to slit his wrist, he was there recently. A lot of people from Steak and Shake have been there. Then there's a vagina hospital. I call it the vagina hospital, but it's an OBGYN. And that's across the street too. But yeah, there's like a police station right up the street. It's just like, We're on like a really long road with a bunch of like restaurants and gas stations and shops and everything, grocery stores. So it's like that's one of the reasons why we do really well. It's because of the location. It's right off the interstate. I think that all the steak and shakes are off the interstate though. Um, you didn't eat any beef tallow fries? Well, that's a damn shame, son. You can always come to my steak and shake if you're ever in the Tennessee tri-state area. I work at the one in Franklin, Tennessee, off of Carruthers. I think it's Carruthers. Hold on one second. We do have the internet. "4040 Carruthers Parkway, Franklin, Tennessee 37067." 2 out of 5 stars from 199 reviews. Anyway. That's a good answer. Yeah, I always bring my own stuff, like vegetables, and worst comes to worst, I'll just drink coffee. But I'm realizing the reason that I stay stuck, the reason why I seem like I can't give up the things that maybe I ought to give up. It's okay to eat unhealthy sometimes, just like most of the time don't. We all do unhealthy shit sometimes. It's okay. I was told this by a personal trainer. He said that sometimes he'll eat a cheeseburger. Here's the thing though, whenever you eat bad though, you'll realize why you don't. So you're like, wow, I feel like crap. Was it really worth it to drink that milkshake? Probably not, but it did sure taste good. Like there's this place up the street. They have what's it called? Custard, like frozen custard. And they have malts. We don't have malts anymore. It's so hard to find a malt. And I think the reason for this is because they're trying to take away like all the old timey shit. Because malt, that's like a classic American thing, See, that's smart. That's why I'm at dispensaries. I don't wanna be stuck, I don't wanna be stuck, I don't wanna be stuck, I don't wanna resemble all the people that piss me off, all the people that are trying to take me down. If you really want to make people mad, just be a better version of yourself. If you really want to make people mad, yourself, work on yourself, and never stop. Never be satisfied with anything, just keep working. And I mean, I can be relatively happy, content, or whatever. Glad that I made the attempt to do better, you know? But I'm talking about satisfied like I'm done. I'm talking satisfied like I don't have to do anything anymore. Yeah, dude. The DoorDash, holy shit. How, and why do people trust? I see these people that come in. Some of them are cool. Most of them are fucking shitheads, shitbags, whatever the fuck you want to call them. They're all phone brain. They all have phone brain. Okay? And they act like they can't even talk. Like they'll just like take their phone and be like, I can already tell that they're going to be that type of a person, and I just like try to avoid them completely. Like I ignore them. I probably sound so immature, don't I? Like I'm going out of my way to avoid people that I don't like. I hate people with phone brain. They're not people. See, just listen to myself now. It makes me sick. I don't want to lose my empathy, all because I don't like what I see. I don't want to lose my empathy, all because people are doing things that I don't agree with. When I look at all the problems with this culture, I find it absolutely repugnant. The conversations that still refuse to happen, all because we don't want to offend someone. So how can a problem ever be addressed? How can a problem ever be resolved if we can't even talk about it? And now it's completely saturated. So, identity. Y'all know I'm not a typical female. They always use females to try to. Well, that won't be long, sweetheart. It'll go right back down. It'll go right back down. I appreciate you telling me that, though. Let's enjoy this briefly. You said, though, that it's bots, right? They're like YouTube will just like provide a bot. I see that's when people like I'll get random messages and I'll look up their channel and I'm just very suspicious. But it's really hard to monetize on YouTube as well. I think it would be really hard for me because of all the copyright claims that I have. I mean, I could monetize the videos that don't have copyright claims, but like, I just feel like I'm too controversial. You'd think there would be some sort of niche with that, like people would really appreciate that. Um, but the thing is, though, it's like, say you're a real conspiratorial person, you're probably not going to agree with me being an Orthodox Christian. Um, say you're an Orthodox Christian, you're probably like, well, if you're in the West, you'll probably be cool with me. But I think that people that are like super religious tend to find me offensive at some point, because I talk about things like masturbating and like using drugs and shit like that. Like people tend to be very anti a lot of stuff. That's totally natural, but whatever. Let's not get into that. Let's not go on another tangent. As much fun as that is for us. Um, but with politics, it's real easy with politics. Like, people think you're one thing when they realize that you're not that thing. They get mad and then they leave, they ghost you. Um, but uh, well, it has slowly grown. I'm sure you've noticed that. Um, I mean, I've been doing YouTube since 2017. So, and my channel's pretty fucking authentic. I don't think I'm just tooting my horn for no reason. I mean, it's probably the most authentic thing on the internet right now. Just based off of how I shoot. Just the fact that I just like start and stop and I, you know, shoot videos when I drive and everything. That's really dangerous and probably illegal in many different ways. Um, yeah, it's extremely candid. Let it all hang out. I have a smear campaign of myself, I'm just smearing my own credibility. I think in certain ways, like I am very credible because of the way I do it. I'm very committed to how I do things, but I'm also really weird and kind of off-putting. I mean, it's very narcissistic. Um, yeah, the algorithm doesn't like me. That's okay. I don't like the algorithm either. It's mutual. Don't you start fighting, bitches. Don't you do it. I bitch about females. There they go. They're going to start fighting. Just wait for it. Wait for it. Figures I bitch about females all the time, and I have like 2 female cats that are constantly fighting with each other. Where'd they go? But yeah, what was I saying? Oh, well, I was talking about how like doing work on yourself will make you realize like patterns that you're stuck in. And when I started to grow spiritually, like when I became Orthodox, I think that's when like
this person that I've been talking about, like that's when he started to have more and more of an issue with me because I was just backing away. And there were different things that I tried to do with him creatively, and he just made it really obvious that he was trying to control the whole thing. And um, that just doesn't sit well with me, you know? Like that's why I have such a hard time like putting myself out there in other ways because like I feel like I feel like I'm sort of selling out. The camera does not matter. I mean, this, okay, this thing's messed up. I broke it again. So the lens is broken, the lens is cracked. This thing fell off too. The back of it fell off. Then this piece chipped off. It still shoots though. I have another camcorder as like a backup, but the sound quality isn't as good. But the visuals are a lot better. I want to try shooting with that one more because it's a good camera. It's just the sound quality though. Like it's a lot softer. Like I noticed that when I play piano, it just doesn't sound as good. Anyway. Yeah, but I don't know if it's the thing with age though. Like the older that you get, the less you can put up with people that you don't like. Because this thing's mutual. It's not just like he pisses me off or whatever. It's like I piss him off way more because I'm not capable of like doing what he wants me to do, you know? Like I remember him leaving some message on my YouTube channel. This was like my old channel. This was aimless. He left a message on my channel that was like, there's no room for me. And I was like, dude, like, why would you think that there would be? I mean, seriously. And if you have that realization, why would you continue to try to keep somebody in your life that you feel is like neglecting you, you know? And then try to make them feel bad about it. Cuz like I still care for this person, like I think about him from time to time and I miss him sometimes cuz he was funny and you know, there were things that we bonded over and there was that familiarity like we've been friends for a while, but I'm like, well, were we really friends though? And just working the steps again and like seeing, oh, like we started hanging out when I was a piece of shit alcoholic drug addict and I needed things, and he was one of the people that gave me the things that I needed. So it makes sense why I kind of latched onto that, because I was holding on to that person that I used to be. Like, oh, well, you knew me way back when. You knew back when I was a total shithead that was stealing liquor bottles and stuffing a case of beer into her purse on a Sunday. That is not a joke. That is a cool story. Okay. I need to tell that story on stage because it's a really funny story. But yeah, like just seeing that all on paper, like once again going back and reflecting on the kind of person that I used to be, I totally understand why it's been hard for me to let go of that friendship, because it's really hard for me to let go of that part of my past life, And even as a Christian, it's hard for me to accept that, oh, that's not who I am anymore. It's like, well, it's still part of me. And that's the whole point of doing shadow work, is that you realize, like, that you have that capacity to be terrible. You have that capacity to do evil shit that's beneath you. So good luck with all that. I don't know how people do it. I mean, you want to fuck, right? You want to fuck. That's why you do it. It's the only reason you do it. Since I don't want to fuck, I don't have to worry about that. I don't have the loneliness problem that most people have. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I know a lot of people, they just don't want to sleep alone. What? Come on over here then. Come here. Come here. Don't you fuck with her tail. Do not do that. You don't want her fucking with your tail, so why are you fucking with her tail? They don't like it when I pet them both at the same time. And they don't like it at all. This one can get over it somewhat because she's the baby. Paisley does get mad though. She's like, do I seriously have to put up with this shit? Like, this bitch has already infiltrated the house. She's constantly taunting me and meowing. She howls. She's howling just because she's in heat. She's always in heat. No, but see, like, when you have animals, like, I hate to be like one of those people, but like, you really don't need humans. Like, if you have this kind of like affection from an animal, and you take care of them and they take care of you in a lot of ways as well. You know, why would you choose to be with a person? Isn't that right? You are so preferable over a man. You are so preferable. And you don't want to have sex with me. You don't demand to sleep with me. You don't demand to cuddle with me. I mean, well, sometimes they do. You don't ask me how my day is. Like, why do people need that? Why do people need somebody there to ask them how their day is? Like, I don't get that. Like that need that so many people have. But I guess like that makes me sound cold. Like this person I'm talking about, he told me I'm so cold. It's because I can't meet his demands. Like I'm not going to pretend that I care about things that I don't care about, or like I'm not going to like spend time with a person that I don't want to spend time with. Cuz I feel like I'm lying to myself, like I'm not really there with that person anyway because I'm just somewhere else upstairs. That's why it was so painful for me to be in an actual relationship, because I feel like I'm cheating on the person all the time with this other reality that I'm living in. You know, and that's just not fair. That's not fair to do that to them. It's not fair to do that to me. Look at Sophie. Look at Sophie. She looks drunk. Maybe she is drunk. I don't know how you got any alcohol, but I'm assuming that's something you wouldn't tell me. Did you get into my O'Doul's? What is it? You better not paw me with those claws, bitch. You better not do that. Okay, get up there. Get up there. There you go. Just get on the damn chair, honey. Okay. Mm. Yeah, I'm sure she doesn't understand either. That's not just a woman thing. I know it's so easy to blame women for everything. No. I mean, I know way more women that understand my perspective. Like, they just want to be alone, they just want to be with their animals. It's not just dogs, it's cats, it's birds, it's hamsters, rabbits, you know? It's just animals are so much easier to deal with than people. And it's like, yeah, if you don't want to be with somebody and you don't have to be with somebody, if it's not part of your makeup, like if you don't feel pulled to that, then why bother? You know? It's just stress. It's just more stress. But yeah, I mean, there are people that I vibe with. Not gonna lie, NGL. Like sometimes I think about that. Like that would be nice to have somebody that didn't bore me. That'd be nice to have somebody that like I didn't get sick of. I just don't see that happening now. I mean, but I'm not completely crossing it out. I mean, it might, but I'm not holding my breath for that shit. That's for sure. And I'm not seeking it either.
And that's how little faith I have in it, but if God wants it to happen, it'll happen. So there's nothing I can do about it because it's fate, but if I'm not supposed to be friends with somebody anymore, or if I'm not supposed to be in a relationship with somebody, and I break up with them, or I back away from it, I set a boundary, or I tell this person something they don't want to hear, it's like I owe it to myself to tell the truth. And so it's like if I'm lying to myself in order to keep somebody in my life that's not good for me anyway, like you have to tell the truth. That's the most important thing. Being honest. But inauthentic people, they don't like hearing that because it's like, oh, well, you mean you don't have to please me? You don't have to do things for me? No, no. What's the point in pleasing other people? What's the point in pleasing other people if I don't please myself? Is that selfish? Is that like totally self-centered? I don't think that that's wrong. I think that if you're lying to yourself in order to keep somebody in your life, or you have to lie to them, you got to walk on eggshells around that motherfucker in order to not piss them off or upset them, then yeah, that's not a good relationship. Okay. Um okay, I was going to do stand up tonight. I thought it was going to rain super hard, and so I just didn't go. I ended up going out to dinner with some AA people, and I could have gone. I know I could have gone. I just didn't feel like it. Honestly, I didn't. Honestly, because I could have totally made it. But I am going to go next week. Okay, I really am. Because I go to Bobby's, which is like the really shitty bar. The East Room, that's the one that my friend Josh Lewis hosts. He's got a he's from Appalachia, so he talks like this. Um, he's got a real good personality. He's fun. He's funny. He's charismatic. Um, the one that looks like it's a happening mic on the stage with the band, that's the East Room. It's off of Gallatin Avenue in East Nashville. It's a show. It's a pretty reoccurring thing every Tuesday night. It's the longest running stand up comedy open mic show um, in Nashville. I go maybe once a week. I didn't go to meetings for like 15 years. It's interesting. Like, so when I was clean, I didn't smoke any weed or anything. I was going to meetings like every day. And I was actually working the steps. And I was on medication at the time. On it, off it, on it, off it, on it, off it. But I was doing all kinds of crazy shit. I was driving recklessly. I was chain smoking. I was drinking 2 pots of coffee a day, Red Bulls, all those big ass cans of Red Bull. I would drink multiple big ass cans of Red Bull. Okay, I'm sorry I gave you a headache. Oh, I get it.
Good for you for going, I'm not going to look at a screen anymore. Congratulations. Many people have not made this assessment. Or they have made the assessment and they just ignore it and they just keep going with their addiction because they just can't stop. But yeah, that blue light's terrible for you. Yeah, I should go to bed. Bye. I'll talk to you later. I think I'm going to try to do another video with my posters. Because I really do want to just do that. I really want to focus more on that kind of stuff because it really is a strength that I need to utilize. But I'm not organized enough to utilize anything, apparently. Good night. No, well, I was telling Nicholas that the whole reason why I started working the steps again was because of this person in my life that was mistreating me. That he would argue that I've been mistreating him, but that's just because I don't give him the attention that he wants. Well, I don't give anybody the attention that they shouldn't expect because I'm not the type of person to do that, you know? And he's known me long enough that this shouldn't bother him, you know? It's like, if you've watched me through the years in various relationships and you've seen me nuke the fuck out of them, if you've seen me push people away or, destroy any kind of romantic thing that I have with somebody, also I can be alone, then obviously like you shouldn't take it personally, you know? But he was really taking it personally. And yeah, that started to bother me more and more. So I was like, okay, I need to just like get away from this person. And how do you tell a person like that, yeah, I'm not ever going to do what you want? Well, yeah, so I started working the steps again because I figured it couldn't hurt. And it had been a long time since I'd worked them. And it occurred to me multiple times throughout the years that, like, yeah, everybody's guilty of something. It's fine as long as you acknowledge it. I have to pretend that it's a cigarette. But yeah, so back when I worked the steps a long time ago, like I was in a completely different headspace, but I was super receptive to everything that I learned in AA, which is why I was able to handle alcohol withdrawals and various times throughout my sobriety, things would happen and I would handle it really well. And it would occur to me like, oh, yeah, you worked those steps. That's why. You remember things that people said in AA that made sense and you applied it. See, I apply what I know, at least philosophically. If it's some sort of philosophical or spiritual advice, I definitely try to apply it as much as I can. Because I guess I'm like a philosopher or some shit. Well, yeah, just going through these steps again, I've realized like why I latched on to a friendship that never really felt like a friendship. It's because I was still holding on to this guilt of like being a drunk and a thief and a user and manipulator. And I definitely used him and manipulated him, but it's not like he minded at all. I mean, all the people that I used and manipulated were fine with it. Okay, I'm not trying to justify it. I'm just saying that, like, most of the time, if you find yourself being manipulated by somebody, because I see this a lot with like the narcissist stuff, because this is all over the internet. Um, there's so many channels now devoted to narcissist abuse recovery and shit. And some of them are really good, some of them are really annoying. But yeah, well, I don't think I'm in denial. I'm virtually incapable of being in denial. I mean, I can gaslight myself, but I know what I'm doing, so I don't enjoy it. That's why I was so quick to realize I was an alcoholic. I quit when I was 25. But yeah, but with this person though, man, like obviously like I felt really guilty about who I used to be and the things that I used to rationalize. And so I kind of felt like I had to keep him in my life because of all the ways that I used him. But yeah, what the point I was about to make, like if you have a narcissist in your life, especially if you're in a relationship with them, like a romantic relationship, it's like you were the one that either attracted them or you were attracted to them. So there's something with you. It's your narcissism. It's some type of narcissism. A lot of people get this wrong because they think of narcissism as just this evil thing. But it's like, it's pride, it's ego, you know? So there's a term in AA. This is in the 12 and 12. If you're familiar with the 12 and 12, the 12 steps and the 12 traditions, it basically outlines the program a lot better than the big book. With the 12 and 12, it goes on and on about like the instincts run riot and how the reason why like we have these crazy passions that lead us into our alcoholic behaviors is because of like our instincts going ape shit. And so there's this one part, it's in the fourth step where it talks about hi Paisley. Um this part where it talks about reverse pride, how like self-loathing is like it might seem like it's better than being like a grandiose person that thinks they're better than everybody, but when you think that you're worse than everybody and that you don't deserve happiness and you're just a piece of shit, like it's coming from the same place. Mm. You got to have a relationship with yourself. I mean, that's why I smoked so much weed. It helped at the time. Like I said, I do not recommend that shit now. It's way too strong. But when it wasn't as strong as it is now, um, it helped me to like understand myself and be cool with me and all the things that are wrong with me, all the things that are weird about me. Being alone, that's something that like most of society does not understand. Like if they live in the West, they think that there's something horribly wrong with you if you desire to be alone. Like now more and more because of the internet, And because like the relationship between men and women is so toxic, and obviously women aren't, you know, living up to our end of the bargain, and women feel like men aren't living up to their end of the bargain. It's really modernity that screwed this all up. But they blame feminism, but it has a lot more to do with modernity. Um, but yeah, people are giving up. They're giving up on relationships. They're giving up on love. They're giving up on friendships. It's like, dude, this was all fake anyway. It was all fake. Like the only thing that you should have any faith in is authenticity. So if you meet somebody and you can be authentically yourself around that person, um, that's the only friendship you should desire to have, you know? And that's the thing. If I feel like I can't be myself around you, there's no point continuing on, you know? That I'm just a liar. Oh. Yeah. Hi. Yeah, most people are very ignorant. Yeah, I like this painting a lot too. It's like you can tell that it was done in like the 70s. But yeah, most people really aren't worth it. I wish that wasn't true. Yeah, I fucking love art. I mean, I'm an artist. I wish I could get into it more. Like, go to museums and shit. What? What? I mean, I listen to a lot of music. And if I watch anything on YouTube, are you licking my titty? What is the matter with you? Oh, um, yeah, I mean, what I do is very 90s. Like, this is very 90s. The colors, the letters, just the way that I do it. Like this screams like 1993, you know? But like I love what I do. Even if it's bad, even if it's kind of shitty, I'm like, well, it was yours and you don't care. You still just keep doing it. The whole thing about it is consistency. So I said this recently that it's not enough to be a content creator. You got to be a constant creator. And if you're constantly creating, like all the anxiety It's not like it's not there still, but I can sort of keep it at bay. And that makes more sense to be like that, to be have that relationship with yourself and that little place in the world that's yours that you can create through your own commitment to it. They can't take that away from you. Nobody can take that away from you. Oh, shit. Well, I can't remember shit I don't want to remember. Like shit that's not important or relevant. Yeah, walking's good, man. Walking. Just exercising in general. Movement. Movement is good. Look at her ass. She wants you to see her ass. She's like, look at it. Do you see all that fur? It's like flying off of her, dude. Look at that. So much fucking fur. So much ass. So much fur. Yeah, that tail always has to fuck some shit up, doesn't it? Yeah, cats are so amazing. Oh, I just pity people who don't like cats. Isn't that right? See, I like dogs a lot, but dogs are annoying. You know, they bark, they bite. Sometimes they'll bite your hand off, and then people are in denial of that. How can you be in denial of somebody getting their ears torn off? It's just a special kind of denial right there. Okay, but I mean, cats bite, cats can scratch and everything, and to jump on you and infiltrate. They'll infiltrate with their ass and they'll infiltrate with their tail, and they demand attention, food, and they meow really loud, and it's annoying. But I still think they're a lot less high maintenance than dogs. I guess it just depends on the pet, though. You know, because I've met really cool cats, I've met really cool dogs, I've met really shitty cats, I've met really shitty dogs. So, you know, just kind of shitty to like declare yourself as a fan of something and then say that you're not a fan of something else entirely. Like that just seems like so boring to me. Like people that say that they're a dog person or a cat person or a people person. It's like you have way too much faith in an entire group, you know? Like that's so crazy to me. That's identity politics right there. Don't bite me, bitch. Why are you biting? Why are you biting? No, but she is such a good cat though. She is like the best cat I've ever had. She's got so much personality. And I genuinely feel like she loves me, even though I know technically they don't love you, but she is really good at gaslighting me. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, their energy, they do have better energy. It's like the thing is with a cat, if a cat doesn't like you, they tend to just stay away from you. You know, if a dog doesn't like you, like they'll fucking growl, they'll bark, they'll bite, they'll chew your hand off, you know? So that's it's way worse. If a cat doesn't like you, they'll just run and hide from you. Okay. Wait, I don't get what you're saying. You sound like you're on a lot of drugs right now, dude. Wait, the last part I don't get. You were the automatic treat dispensers that paid in affection. What does that mean? Yeah, they do bear with me. Yeah. Yeah, they put up with me. Yes, they do. Yeah, we really don't deserve these animals, though. We don't. Like they're a lot smarter than us because they don't deny their instincts. Also, they can fit in with a civilization that's falling apart. You know, it's like my life has been saved by a dog. This friend of mine from church, his life was recently saved by his cat because his cat smelled the fire in his landlord's apartment. So they're very, very instinctual, and we'll train ourselves to believe that, like, if our body is telling us something that, like, oh, we're lying to ourselves, or, you know, we don't want to believe what our body's trying to tell us. Snowflake. Oh, wait, why are you offended? What offended you? Yeah, I never take anything personally. Like, even if people don't get you or understand you, like, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't. It took me a long time to realize that. Yeah, I think everybody does that, though. Yeah, don't you wish you were a fucking cat? They don't deny shit. Like, I think that's why I love cats so much, because they are just totally themselves. I think about that all the time. Like, man, it must be nice to, like, not be conscious of existence, to just survive. But I think that's why humans are so easy to fuck with, because, like, there's so much more that we're conscious about. And so we're self conscious. you know. Damn, that tail is going crazy. You can't see it, but can you hear it? You're so precious, sweetheart. You're so precious. Wait, how'd you discover my channel? Mm. Okay. So the algorithm is like throwing me a bone every once in a while. Well, I know that YouTube doesn't like it when you post too much. And like, I'm definitely shadow banned because I say a lot of stuff that isn't kosher. But I do know that like sometimes I'll get like random people that really dig it. Hmm. Well, that's good on you. Yeah, like I've been saying, sometimes it really bothers me that I haven't like gotten any more traction. But at the same time, I just feel like maybe it's just not supposed to happen, or something else is supposed to happen. Like I don't want to just be like, oh, it's because I suck, or it's because like I'm supposed to have that. You know, like I think that's wrong for people to think that they're supposed to have certain things. It's like an entitlement thing. You know, like I do work my ass off, you know, like, but it seems like I don't. It seems like I just don't give a shit. Like I just put up videos and I don't even care what I'm saying. But that's not true at all. Like I watch all the videos and critique them and everything. So it's just you don't really see that though. You don't really see people just like putting up stuff and then analyzing it. You know, I'm pretty sure that most people that put up videos, like if they're shooting it, I mean, typically they're shooting it on their phone or some like fancy ass camcorder, you know, like a really expensive, like $1,000 camera. Um, or maybe they're using a video cam and they got like all this equipment and shit. I mean, if you're a live streamer, then yeah, you probably have like way more expensive camera work.
But it just seems like, yeah, when you put stuff up, like if you watch it, it's for the purpose of editing, and if you don't edit, then you just post it. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but like I watch all my stuff and essentially leave like a director's commentary, because I'm just talking. I'm talking about all the stuff I think and feel and all the information that I'm processing, and it's just basically like a documentary on mental illness. And I feel like it's what I'm supposed to do. I feel very strongly about it. So if people don't like it or they think I'm lazy or whatever, it's like, well, you obviously don't get this art form, because vlogging really is kind of a lost art form at this point. Yeah, Nicholas just told me that I hit 1,000. I'm like, I'm glad you were the one that told me that, bro. But yeah, I just have the tendency to lose people, though. That's why I can't stay at an even number, or a solid number, rather. Because, like, people get offended by the things I say. Like, there'll be people that'll, like, continue to comment on my stuff, and then they'll just disappear. And then sometimes I'll send them a message, be like, hey, what's up? Are you dead? And they won't respond. I'm like, okay, I don't know what I said, but I'm sure it was terrible. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty amazing, actually. Like, if I think about it, like, wow, like 1,000 people watch me. But I guess when it comes to the internet, though, the internet, though, when it comes to the internet, that's like, that ain't shit. When you see people that are like, they have millions of subscribers. Now, please forgive me if it sounds like I don't give a shit about you. I'm just talking like, when it comes to the internet. When it comes to like, people that have been on YouTube for what? Maybe 6 months. Like, they start a channel and they just say one thing that resonates with people, and they get like 50,000 subscribers, or like 100,000 subscribers or whatever. And it's just because they said one thing that really resonated. But, I really wish, I guess my biggest issue is like, I just wish that people valued the stuff that I value. And if that sounds arrogant, then so be it. I wish that people valued authenticity and sincerity and offensiveness for the right reason. You know what I mean? Like, instead of, oh, this is offensive, this is edgy, or whatever. Like, I know I've said this before about people being racist. I probably sound racist when I say certain things, but I'm not a racist. I actually really hate racism. I think it's a total waste of time. But like, I've noticed that there are a lot of comedians that will say things that kind of sound racist, but they're not. Everything's just so lame now, It's like people are either saying something in order to be relevant, because they think that people are going to like them more. Like, okay, now they're going to know I'm not racist. Now they're going to know that I take a stand against fascism. Now they're going to know that I really, really, really hate Trump, you know? So they're those people. And then there's like the opposite of that, which is not really the opposite because they're doing the same thing, but for like different reason. So you're like, okay, I want you to know that I don't care if I get called a racist. I want you to know that I support this president no matter what. I want you to know that I'm fine with being called a fascist. Like it's coming from the same place. Like me, find me relevant. Stroke my ego, stroke my ego, stroke my ego. Okay. And that's so lame. I wish that there were more people that saw through that. I guess that's what I'm saying.
It's disappointing. I know. I'm a mean person. No, I don't like it when I feel like people are talking to me in a condescending way. If I feel like you're being condescending, then I'm kind of a cunt. So forgive me. I have 2 cats. Um yeah, it is weird though. Like that people just like they're really into something and then they just get out of it. I mean, I do that too. I guess I just don't do that with like people on the internet though. No, they hate each other. They fucking hate each other. They fight all the time. Well, one of them is really young and the other one's like a grandma cat, so the grandma cat doesn't like it. Yeah, they fucking hate each other. They're both girl cats too, that's why. They can sit so close to each other though. They'll be like within like the same proximity, but then whenever one of them gets too close, they will attack. I'll randomly see them exchange like a little kiss though. Like they'll like sniff each other's noses and then they'll move on. They'll act like it didn't happen. Yeah, it's 2 floors. I used to have a roommate. She was too crazy. I had to kick her out. It feels like a basement. Yeah. Now it's their house. They own the house. They own the house now. Oh. Well, I work like more of a full-time job. I'm not getting paid for any of this shit. Are you kidding? I work at Steak and Shake. Like, it's full time. But it's mainly because of my parents. My parents are like responsible for this. Like I pay them rent, but I pay all the bills and everything too. So I'm really fucking lucky. Tell me about it. I mean, like I work like pretty much every day. Like tomorrow I have the day off. I work like 6 days of the week. Um, and yeah, we don't really have discounts. We just get free food. But it's like it's fucking fast food, so it's not really that much of a perk. But it's I mean it still is. I have a joke about yeah, I'm not a starving artist since I work at a restaurant. God, it's because of God. I mean, I'm adopted. I think about that a lot, like how a lot of children aren't chosen. Like I got really lucky to get out of the foster care system. I was born on Thanksgiving Day too, you know. So, yeah, there's a lot to be thankful for. And for a long time I was not. I used to be very, very much in favor of abortion. You'd be amazed how many like kids that are adopted are like totally in favor of abortion. It's terrible. But I understand it. I feel like there's a reason why I went through all the stuff I went through, and it's like to really explain it to people. Steak and Shake is trying harder to like be healthier. Like we have grass fed beef now and beef tallow fries. RFK made a big deal about it. RFK apparently showed up at a bunch of Steak and Shakes. I'm like, dude, it's just kind of a joke. I mean, just listen to that motherfucker talk is enough of a joke. But like, yeah. I'm sorry if you thought I was mean to you. I didn't mean to be mean. I never want to be mean to people. I know I come across as a cunt. But if I'm honest with you though, it's a lot better than like being nice, you know? I really can't stand that. Cuz like this dude I used to be friends with, like he was real nice, you know? And I always had the sneaking suspicion that it wasn't genuine and I was fucking right. And then he was really fucking mean. And he said a lot of fucked up shit to me. And if I ever said anything fucked up about him, well, I never say anything fucked up to him. If I ever said anything fucked up about him, it's like I didn't.
I wasn't trying to be mean, I'm never trying to be mean. It's like if it comes across a certain way, like I could explain it, but like I said in these posters, like an explanation tends to just offend people even more. And so you can't be a comedian. It's illegal. It's illegal to be a comedian. It's illegal to just talk. I'm working on this post right now. It says, "Now is not the time to pussy out." This is a poster for me, okay? Um, I don't know if I'm gonna, like, I'm kind of stuck on like what the colors are gonna be. Yeah, actually, I think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna do this. I felt like I was limiting myself for a long time because I don't want to leave. I'm just like stuck in my house. I'm stuck in the state. I kept telling myself I was going to move to California. I said I was going to move to Seattle. I said I was going to move to like fucking San Francisco. Um, I guess it's good that I didn't go any of those places, right? But I learned a lot about myself. I mean, I've been told by so many people that like they get to know me and they hear my story and like my testament of like how I became a Christian and like just all the shit I did. Um, like back when I was an alcoholic, and I've been sober for a while now, and it's like I really have grown a lot as a person. But just kind of looking at my life though, and the fact that I'm still working at this burger joint, and it seems like I haven't really accomplished that much. um it's easy to get stuck on that, and be like, I haven't done enough, and I'm not where I should be in my life. And I think that is wrong. Okay. Not pussy. So now is I'm gonna do this too. I guess like I don't want to be focused on the idea of success, like the worldly idea of success. But I can't deny the fact that I'm still in the world and I'm still a human being and I'm still somewhat subjected to all of that stuff, you know? Like that's fucking wrong. It's just stupid. It's silly for me to think that I'm immune to being in any way affected by that stuff. Dude, I cut my finger on a piece of plastic. I cut my finger on a plastic lid. Let's talk to God. Talk to God like he's right there, because he always is. And even if you don't believe in him, pretend that you do, and he will prove to you that he's not fake. Yeah, your dreams are like your subconscious. Okay. Not pussy out. Huh. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, I love that smell. There's like no marker though. Dude, I just realized that I have Morrissey in my fucking CD player. I'm an idiot. I'm a total idiot.
See, whatever you're going through, Morrissey already went through it. Okay? Think about that a lot. Like when I'm feeling really alone, I'm like, oh yeah, Morrissey. What'd you do? Well, fucking duh. What'd you do though? You have to do something in order to like go to a place like that. Is it like a psych ward or are you talking about a rehab clinic? Because it sounds like a rehab clinic, but I don't know. I know it's different. It seems like the addiction stuff and the mental illness stuff seem to go hand in hand for a lot of people. So you're voluntarily going? When you say that your mind is bent, what do you mean by that? How old are you? Yeah, I feel like I've lost executive functioning too. I mean, that's why I do stuff like this because it's like I can commit to it. Welcome to the club, sweetheart. They're always going to want that. You have to get used to these demons and then understand why they're there. That's a long time to go to a treatment place. That's why I asked if you did something. Yeah, I could do ASMR if I were more motivated. A lot of people tell me to do ASMR. They're like, you got a good ASMR voice. Oh, ASMR schizophrenic. That'd be funny. All the voices were soothing. If only. That's funny. That's funny. I should do that as a joke. It wouldn't really be a joke. See, I went to a psychiatric hospital for like 4 days. They fucking kicked me out because they said I knew too much. No joke. They don't want you there if you know what's going on. That's why I don't take medication. I don't believe it works. So well, I check myself in, I check myself out. When I drove there, I couldn't stop crying. Like I was so fucking emotional, like I was completely hysterical. But then I calmed down whenever they asked me about me. So obviously there's some perks to narcissism. Because in a way it kind of keeps me alive. The true narcissism is where you need external validation. I obviously don't have to have that. Hey, what? What are you doing? You like to cry. Do you have a penis? If you have a penis, then it's not socially acceptable to cry. Otherwise, you're called a faggot. um, I realize that's why God made me a woman because I cry too fucking much. Um, and it does feel good to cry, and I don't know why more people don't realize that.
Wait, where do you live? I've never heard of that. Actually, you live in Florida. The Baker Act, officially the Florida Mental Health Act of 1971, enables certain professionals, including doctors, mental health practitioners, judges, and law enforcement officers, to detain and involuntarily commit individuals to a mental health facility for up to 72 hours if they are considered a threat to themselves or others, or unable to care for themselves due to a mental health condition and are unwilling or unable to seek voluntary evaluation. The law is designed to provide a crisis assessment period to determine the individual's mental health needs and immediate risk. That violates the Constitution. Um, that's okay. Most things do in this country. Well, that's why I tell people, I'm always telling mentally ill people, like, you have to fucking maintain. So if you are thinking thoughts that sound like they're bad thoughts, don't tell people about them. I mean, just use your fucking brain. Like, it looks like it says now is the time to. I'm fucking this up. You can tell I'm not an ASMR artist. Now is the time. But I think I'm gonna outline it. Yeah, that definitely violates the Constitution. So it's like stating that other people can determine that you're a threat to yourself. I mean, like, I get that people like don't know what to do about certain types of people. It's kind of like the same excuse that I hear people make for like medications. Like, oh well, like there's some people that need it. What's crazy is that every time people say that, it's always without fail after they say too many people are medicated, too many people are told that regular ass problems are, depression, anxiety, stuff like that. You know? So it's like such an example of cognitive dissonance where like people are saying one thing and then they're saying the complete opposite thing
And the whole reason for that is because they don't know what to do with problematic people in society. So their solution is always to just throw those people away, just to cast them aside because, we don't know what to do with them. So just put them on medication that the Soviet Union uses to torture prisoners. That's fine. You know, our government uses those same medications, and now they've convinced all these people to take them because they don't know what else to do. I don't know. I don't like my brain being messed with in that way. My brain is already screwy. Like I don't need additional things like screwing it up. At least not with the fucking chemicals and shit. Let's put it this way. If I'm going to screw it up, it's going to be my choice. It's not going to be something that I'm coerced into doing by somebody that's paid to coerce me into doing it, you know? A drug dealer, like a regular drug dealer, they're not advertising. I mean, they don't have commercials. I wonder if this one works any better. Yes, that's better. Um, I think I'd heard of that act. Yeah, that's so shitty. Like they could just use like mental health to like violate people's constitutional rights. And if you think about it, like anything could be labeled an incoherent state. Anything could be labeled a state of psychosis. If people don't understand what you're saying, or like if you're just emotional, if you're just crying, people think that like you're out of control. You're out of control. You have emotions. You need to be subdued. You need to be subjected to state intervention because we don't understand what you're talking about. It's like this dude that I'm totally in awe of. If he's burning in hell, I will save him because I know he's a Jew. He's like, he supposedly killed himself. I don't believe that for a second, but he was a psychiatrist from Hungary that wrote a bunch of books exposing psychiatry for what it is, which is a total crock of shit. And he would know because he was in the profession and he worked at a bunch of mental health facilities. And so all of his books are like about how psychiatry is just like totally coercive and it's all about labeling people. Because I don't just think it's about money. Because if it was about money, I don't think they would have this like crazy coercive element to it, you know? It's about way more than money. See, I'm so fucking lucky that like I discovered music at a really young age and that just kind of became this religion for me and kind of figures that eventually I would turn to the piano because I played piano when I was little and I wasn't very good at it. Still not, but I couldn't be taught. Like I was totally incorrigible to my piano teachers because I just didn't listen to them, you know. Still got the problem that I had back then, you know. Just do everything in my own way. But the people that it resonates with, it really resonates with them. And even the stupid shit I do in stand up, you know, it's like there are a lot of people that really fucking like it. They really get it. And so, as much as it embarrasses me and makes me cringe, it's like I know that it's helping people. And I will say, like, there's a lot of this piano punk stuff that I do that I really, really like. Like, it makes me cry because I can see my soul, and it's totally mine. So even if it's bad, it's like, well, at least I wasn't copying anybody. You know what I mean? I think the goal that a lot of people have is just to like be really talented and to like have something that everybody wants because of like how amazing it is. But as cool as that seems, I think it's actually way cooler and more like awe inspiring to have something that's just yours, you know? Even if it's not very good. maybe I'm just making excuses for the fact that this sucks a lot of the time. But like, at least it sucks in my own way. you know? But I have not watched these live streams, mainly because like I already watch all of my videos. Like the 7,300 videos that you see on this channel, I have watched every single one of them and left a lot of comments about them in the description. So yeah, it was really hard for me to live stream at first because I'm self-conscious about, oh no, like what if I'm not saying things that are kosher? Which is kind of silly because I hardly ever do that, but yeah, I think that the way that I do videos and the way that I shoot is like pretty authentic. The live stream thing is not authentic at all. That's why I'm like reluctant to do it. But at the same time, I know that like I'm good at, just talking and doing shit on the spot. I just don't know if I'd be able to like make a living that way or whatever. That's the dream, right? That's the ideal. That might seem kind of ridiculous considering. Okay, I'm almost done. So glad I finally found a black marker that works. Like, I really love these little ones. Now is not the time to pussy out. Okay. Hey, are you about to puke? That's what that meow means. Meow. Like puke. You hear that? What are you throwing up, honey? Is that water? Is that water? Paisley, come here. That's what we call a hairball. She just puked a hairball onto the carpet. Come here, friend. Come here. You okay? Are you okay, my friend? What should it be in the background? I kind of want it to be gray. Paisley. Come on. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. I need to get more of those markers that smell good. You know, they have markers that smell like peanut butter and jelly and mint chocolate chip. It like reminds me of like when you go to the dentist and they have like the toothpaste that's like the mint chip toothpaste and the cinnamon toothpaste, or like, you know, the shit they use to clean your teeth in like a real special way. It's like special dentist toothpaste or whatever. Dude, I just bought some like toothpaste for children, all because it tastes good. It's like strawberry or something. Well, it tastes way better than that tea tree shit. As much as I love tea tree oil. I'm probably going to end this live stream pretty soon because I've been talking for almost 3.5 hours. Holy shit. But I haven't done a live stream in a while, so I felt like I should. And I kept saying I was going to sing. I don't think that piano punk was very good. The last live stream that I did with the piano punk, I thought it was really, really good. But I tend to like be more in my element when I just kind of shoot like in my car. In case you're wondering like why I always like do piano punk in the same kind of way in the same location, it's because I'm comfortable doing it there. It's not that I can't do it in other places, it's just that I feel more comfortable in a parking lot of a corporate conglomerate. Yeah, parking lots. I don't know what it is about parking lots. I think maybe it's just because I feel so separate from everything. So I can't tell you like how much time I have spent sitting in like a parked car in some parking lot for like God knows how long. Just like sitting there and like waiting to go inside. Oh, this poster's gonna look really cool. I can't wait for y'all to see it. I'm real excited. Yeah, like I said, sometimes I'm like kind of bummed out that I'm not a completely different person. But I've realized that I don't think that I would be so prolific. I wouldn't be so good at the things that I'm so good at if I were good at other things that I wish I could be good at. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it doesn't matter. I always feel like I'm like making excuses for something and that I'm just like, that feeling of like not being good enough is always, it's always there. And at some point I'll start crying about it because I'm still human. And it still bums me out sometimes that I'm not, you know, what I want to be in my head. But I do get like temporarily satisfied with the things that I am able to accomplish. And I'm grateful that I can at least accomplish these things. But like, it does bum me out sometimes though. Oh man, that album is so good. I'm almost done with this poster. But you know, when I was younger, I could never really like see my future. Like I could never see myself like actually accomplishing goals like the same way that other people thought of them. Like I could never see myself like being in a successful relationship. I could never see myself like
working an actual job, you know? In a lot of ways, I just feel too stupid. And so I just like do what I can. But I do like kind of compare myself to other people sometimes. I still do that. You know, I'm not above that. But like I look at people that are like accountants and you know, like they own a business or they're married with a bunch of children or they're a farmer or something like, you know, and it's like so impressive to me. I'm like so in awe of them for being able to accomplish all of that. And I, you know, can't help but just feel like a total fucking loser sometimes. But then I look at cool stuff like this and I'm like, well, they're probably not going to do things like this. And it's not like it's that amazing, but it's definitely mine, you know? Now is not the time to pussy out. So, I feel like there's just a lot of stuff that I'll say that like nobody else will say. And they definitely won't say it the way that I'll say it because they're too afraid to. And I know that if I had all those things that those people have, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. So it's kind of silly for me to like be upset about it or, you know, whatever. But I'm a hyper conscious person, you know. I'm very conscious of the choices that I make and why I make them and um why I didn't make the choices that I didn't make. But I think it's also because I'm like middle aged now, so I know that the clock is ticking. Um, but yeah, the older you get, the more conscious you are of that. I think. I've always been obsessed with death, though, ever since I was a child. But anyway, I think I'm gonna attempt to go to bed. Maybe, maybe not. But it was nice having y'all here, and I hope you got something out of it. I got something out of it too. I mean, I made a poster, did I not? I was gonna do the peace sign and I realized that's way too Mason. It's very masonry. So I didn't mean it like that, okay? Um so let's do a sign from God. That's the sign number 1, pointing at the Lord, and then you bring it down to the letter B in front of your heart. Point up, down to your heart. God is inside of you.